You heard the intro, you know exactly what it is. It's time for another conversation leading up to the 2012 NAB show and really the great content shift happening across the industry. I'm Telepibrant of the Pulse Network, here talking with Michael Payne of Vislink. And Michael, we're seeing all sorts of shifts.
Yes.
Everybody's talking about shifts no matter where we're going right now.
Yes.
But the biggest one that a lot of people are having fun with is the shift in technologies.
Right.
And there's been so many big ones and so many great, incredible shifts in technologies. What are some of the greatest and biggest shifts in technology that you've seen?
Yeah, I think the biggest shift for us that we're responding to and shifting our strategy to address is really the shift away from licensed spectrum generally. So licensed spectrum is really where our marketplace has resided for years. They're not abandoning that, but they do clearly recognize that the public infrastructure and the bandwidth that's available in the public infrastructure is an asset to them. It's something that they complement their high production.
And it's only growing.
And it's only growing. So that's a great point. It's growing, but also the efficiency in terms of the use of that spectrum is getting better as well. So the capacity of the network is growing. The need for how many bits you want to put into that network is actually going down because of the advancements in coding and things like that. And so where these two curves kind of come together, we see that as sort of being a spark, a real launching point where the market is really going to explode. And to be frank, we see that actually in 2012 as happening in 2012. So an example of that.
You're looking into the crystal ball right now.
Yeah, I mean, an example of that is just how much reliance the broadcasters have on cellular infrastructures for getting their signals around, whereas before it was only over licensed spectrum. And they're learning how to deal with all the challenges of that, similar to the way it was in the old days with satellite, where you have more latency. How to do IFB and how to do two-way interviews and things like that. They're working with that all those challenges all over again. Because the public network.
It's relearning, right?
It's relearning. The public network is obviously everywhere for the most part. But it's not. It tends to be more variable in the sense of you don't know how much capacity you're going to have at any one given time. So you have to have equipment that can adjust to the capacity that's available on the network. And so that, to me, and the products associated with that is to the point of your question, is the most fundamental effect. So if you look at our product portfolio now, we're launching up a whole brand new product portfolio that's addressing getting video and audio through the public infrastructure, through the cellular infrastructure, basically. And the key there is just having redundancy. So you need to be able to have one channel works fine at 1 minute, but it doesn't the next. So you have to have a real-time backup.
It's not seamless at all times.
It's not seamless.
That's the way it ends up working.
So it helps with capacity and it helps with redundancy. If you can manage the public infrastructure, to your customers' wants and needs.
Excellent.
So that's
stuff.
A big shift for us.
Without a question, that's huge. It definitely is. He is Michael Payne of Vislink. I am Telepibrant of the Pulse Network. Thank you guys so very much for being part of our conversation leading up to the 2012 NAB show.